Well, you all, hello, it is Tease. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. I hope all are well, I hope all are safe. So I want to say as of yesterday, I don't know if I bought Pine Sol Lemon All-Purpose Cleaner either yesterday or the day before yesterday, and literally like soon after I get an email, and it's like, hey, if you ordered lemon Pine Sol, and I think it was like 8 other kinds, I think all of them got recalled except the original Pine Sol, like the one that's just pine scent, and it was said that, oh, okay, if you have this in your household or under your cabinet, get rid of it now. Stop using it and get rid of it. And then before you get rid of it, just take a picture of the barcode so they'll know where you got it from and then what you paid for it, so they can give you your money back. Because they're saying that there's bacteria, I think 2 different types of bacteria in the Pine Sol. And I'm thinking, like, how the hell did that happen? But I guess it was a bacteria leak at one of the Georgia Pine Sol manufacturing buildings, and somehow it contaminated the Pine Sol, like different Pine Sol products. So it's not just the lemon fresh, so pretty much any other scent other than regular pine was tainted. And it's kind of crazy because it's like an airborne bacteria, and like one that can go in through the eyes. So that sounds like a very powerful or very advanced bacteria. And then again, how the hell does it get leaked into a cleaner that's supposed to quote unquote kill bacteria, you know? So I just found that very interesting. And they said I guess you can look at the number. You know how you have like the numbers, how they have it printed on the bottle, where you'll get a number that looks like, oh, the expiration date, where it's on the bottle and it's just like in a little black print. But they had the, like, okay, if it's this number, like A something something 222 this, okay, this was manufactured here in the Georgia one. Okay, this is the one that's for sure contaminated. But I guess they say, okay, if you have any type of Pine Sol, just get rid of it, because just in case it came from Georgia. That's why they're saying. But I guess if there's and the one here, there's one in Oakland, California. They said they just recalled theirs, just, you know, in case you can't decipher if it came from California or Georgia. You know, there's different products that get sent out from everywhere. So you have these contaminations are coming out. You know, and it's kind of interesting because it makes you go back to the produce, and you'll think like, okay, well, if I have tomatoes and then or lettuce, and then they recall the tomato and the lettuce because they're E. coli in the lettuce and in the tomato, and you'll think like, so E. coli, that's pretty much like a polite way of saying crap or doo-doo in the food. But then again, though, you'll think like, well, how the hell do you get shit in the lettuce, or how do you get shit in the tomatoes? And I guess only one thing that you can think of that can maybe give them the benefit of the doubt was perhaps maybe they're growing it in manure. You know, maybe because you're like, okay, because some farmers, they'll use that as fertilizer or soil. Okay, the manure. Okay, perhaps that's where the E. coli came from. But it's like, it's just these back-to-back contaminations that's kind of like, you know, and this should be another reason why, just to get your own supply going. Because me, I love Pine Sol. I was like, oh my gosh, ooh, Pine Sol. And I like the regular pine scent, but online it was kind of harder to find. And then plus, when I did see the original pine scent, it's not the smell like the old-fashioned Pine Sol, you know. So I just like, okay, I'll just stick with the lemon, because you can't go wrong with lemon. So literally, the second I got it, and they're like, oh yeah, get rid of Pine Sol because it's loaded with bacteria. And again, you'll think like, how the hell do you get bacteria in a quote-unquote cleaner, you know? And is this one of those cleaners that'll tell you that it'll kill the bacteria? Because I mean, or do they just kill certain viruses, you know? I don't know. Some stuff is just like, that's really interesting. Or are cleaners, or do they really clean, or is that just some chemical that's just sitting around the house, you know? And like I said, we don't really know what the hell we're consuming or eating anyway. That's another thing too. They said if it becomes airborne, and you'll think like, okay, if it's Pine Sol's in the air, you're going to smell it, and I'm sure it's getting in your eyes. So they said that's one of the main ways it can get in the system is through the nose and the eyes, or respiratory in the eyes. And you'll think like, I use my eyes respiratory all the time, you know. So that's really interesting. Then they also say, okay, so if you have a weak immune system, or if you're ill, or if pretty much you have any type of health issues, you might want to stay away from Pine Sol, because if it has that bacteria in it, it's going to pretty much target you. Yes, I just found that really interesting. And then, like I said, I'm sure this is that same bacteria or parasite or contaminant that's in the Mississippi River, you know. So it's like, yeah, and I'm thinking now, if you have bacteria and if you have all these parasites and such coming out now, you can only imagine what the winter has for you, because the winter's flu, there's a lot more, you know. Flu, you probably got flu times 1,000, and then other bacteria and whatever else like to grow in the winter. And There's no telling what's being experimented on. There's no telling what's grown or became very immune to defenses of, you know, they say some of these diseases, they just keep multiplying, where it just blows up. I'm just one big disease that, you know, and I can definitely tell there's some tinting in the air, because like I've noticed, like, okay, you'll have a cough that lasts a little bit longer, or dang, you'll start to feel sick, or, you know, it just feels like things are really really contaminated. Like you can feel it and notice it. Like you'll get some of the symptoms. Yeah, so I'm saying this is why it's good, just because the vibes and the atmospheres are changing, and that's like literally changes the frequencies too. And it's even said too that there's certain sounds that can kill you, you know, so it's like, let alone if there's some parasite or something in the air, you know, fentanyl fall, there's so much stuff that can just literally get to you. So I'm saying just be careful, clear the system, you know, because like I said, if you already have crap in your system, you get that crap out the way, and then you can make room for this new stuff. So it looks like they have some new calamity and tricks up their sleeve, because I just found that really interesting. How the hell do you get two advanced bacteria in a quote-unquote cleaner that's supposedly supposed to clean bacteria, you know? Or does it just clear viruses, or they just, you know, I don't know, man. But I don't understand, because I'm sure if you look on the back of the pints, will it say, does it even kill bacteria or virus, you know? So like, what kind of cleaner, if it's the cleaner, if you're not killing the bacteria, what the hell, you know? Yeah, but anyway, be safe, and like I say, just look for that. Look in your cabinet, and then like I said, you just look online and they'll tell you what to look for, like, you know, just to know if you have to be on the safe side. They say just get rid of it anyway, just to be on the safe side. But the ones that are for sure contaminated are the ones that came from the Georgia manufacturing plant, and they have a code on the bottle. Like I said, so you go online and see, hey, okay, they'll tell you, okay, this is the code that has for sure contamination. And then they say from there, just get rid of everything, because you never know which bottle is who unless you look at those codes on the bottle to know exactly where this bottle come from. And then if you look where the barcode is, or, you know, once they tell you all about their place, they'll tell you, yeah, like on the label, around the label somewhere, where they'll tell you about the manufacturing plant. It'll tell you like, oh, okay, plant in Oakland, California. Like the bottle that I ordered, it came from Oakland, California. But the Oakland, California plant, they did, since they are Pine Sol as well, they did say, hey, we're recalling Pine Sol because it may be contaminated, you know, and there's no way to say like, okay, hey, only some of these are contaminated, because like I said, you're not going to know what to look for on that bottle, you know, or maybe you didn't get the memo, hey, there's a code on here to tell you exactly, or you look at the back of the bottle, it'll tell you where it came from, you know, and that'll tell you for sure if it's poisoned. Yeah, but yeah, just keep that in mind, and like I said, just keep these contaminations and these new bacteria or these more advanced viruses, yeah, just keep that in mind. Like I say, there's much more that come from, especially for the winter, you know. So like I say, you already know the winter is going to have something special for you too, so that's why it's good to just stay on top of your health and stay on top of your, you know, just watch what the hell you're consuming, because you just never know what the new vibe is bringing in. Anyway, hope all are well, hope all are safe, and I shall return.